Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. Thank you so much for the lovely feedback. I'm glad that you're enjoying the series Ramadan Around the World. In today's episode, I'm going to take you all the way to Dubai. But first, let's have a look at the intro, and then we'll be joined by the very multi-talented Sidra from SidSirus. I hope you really liked Sidra's intro video, and we've got the amazing person right here with us. Assalamu alaikum, Sidra. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam. I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. So, Sidra, according to the trend of this show, of this series particularly, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, my name is Sidra. We know each other back from the days in Pakistan, and since then a lot has changed. I don't know. So life has moved on. So I'm basically a writer. I have worked in a magazine as a fashion editor. Then I have worked as a creative director in a retail house. Then I did some scripting for TV shows, and I have learned production work. So basically, whatever it comes in terms of writing, I do that. I don't consider myself as a social activist, but I do touch base on my Instagram page and on my website. I do cover social issues, and one of the issues that I touch base a lot on is mental health, because I suffered from it. So I fight on it. I fight with it on daily basis. So I do write about that. And so I do have a YouTube channel because I'm a Urdu enthusiast and I love Urdu adab and literature. So I started a show called Aao Baatein Kare back in 2017. So currently I'm doing its third season. It's not very huge, but it's very dear to my heart.
Okay, and the link to Sidra's social media accounts is you can see in the description below as well as on the screen. So Sidra, you talked about the mental health awareness. Would you like to tell what made you cover this particular issue?
To be honest, the thing that because I told you that I struggle with mental illness as well. So I was diagnosed with PTSD, and then I suffered from major depression disorder. And so because of that, when I initially started to know about it, the feeling has started to come off and overcome, like it started to embrace me. I did not know what is it, and nobody around me knew about it. And I had no idea there is something called depression, to be very honest, because from the background that I come from Pakistan, it's still a taboo to talk about, and you are not supposed to say that you are going to psychiatrist and you are going to see you are seeing a therapist. So it's very frowned upon, and it's not considered a real thing, you know. So that's what made me write about it. So I was not writing to an extent initially because I was severely struggling myself. But now I'm out in the open and I do talk about it. And initially I started to write about how one's feel when this happens, and the hollowness and the void that you feel inside. What are the triggers and what happens, and you go numb, and all that feelings that I used to take because it was my personal feelings and I used to write about them. Now I have started to talk about it more openly and started to talk about the solutions that we look for, and I've started to create awareness around you should pick up yourself and go seek help. So yeah, that was my, what do you call it, that was the essence behind what made me do this.
What drove you towards it? Mashallah, sister, I've seen you being very openly enthusiastic about female women empowerment. So would you like to tell us a little bit about that? Because I've seen a few you talking about it on several platforms as well.
I do vouch for women empowerment, but I don't know that which women empowerment we are talking about, because women empowerment has been divided into two parts, in which one is fighting against men, and one is the actual fight of freedom.
True.
So I vouch where I don't stand against men. So the thing is that I feel that our fight was never with men. Our fight was with the society. That doesn't give us freedom.
True.
And our fight was for equality and for equal rights, which I think in our religion is very pretty obvious that they have given us. But according to some people, they have just twisted things around. And like everything else in the world, everybody has been twisted around, like whatever. So whatever ones feel and whatever is convenient for us, like for you, let's say for me, for example, so whatever is convenient for me, I will twist it in my way.
Yeah.
So so that's where I stand, and that's what I have been trying to explain to a lot of people, which I have gotten backlashed on as well, because when you talk about women empowerment now, this statement has become so corrupted that they look, some of the people who don't understand the essence of it, they will frown and they will look at you like, oh my god, okay, you are one of those, you know what I mean? So I have been trying to break this chain of thought that this is not it, this is not where we come from, this is not what women empowerment is. That I think the whole meaning has gotten lost in between fights and feud between men and women. It was never this way. So I think back in the days, if we look at our history, and you know me from back then, so I feel that I have always stood up for the right, and I have always been very vocal about what I want, and it comes from my family. So if I talk about my father, he has given us the opportunity to talk on various things. He has given us the opportunity to meet different people, to discuss things, to discuss matters. I think that's what freedom is about, and that's what women empowerment is about. That it's basically to use your voice, which you believe in. So yeah.
Mashallah, thank you so much, Sidra, for covering this issue, because I completely agree with you. Unfortunately, when you talk about women empowerment, you're automatically put in one particular box, that this is who you are, whereas this is not truly how it is. Even Islam is a women empowered religion, so which unfortunately a lot of people do not understand, because our religion was the first one to give the women the right to vote, to have their say, whereas unfortunately a lot of people, they don't cater this thing. So Sidra, would you like to tell us about the girl behind all of this, who is a mother of two? Mashallah, we can hear the chirping voices of those beautiful angels. How easy is it for you to carry along everything with your family, with your work? How is it?
Oh, it's hectic. It's hectic. I would not lie, and I would not say that it's easy and it's easy to manage. And no, life is not easy. Life is not a bed of roses, but it does have a fragranting array of blossoming things. That you live in a garden where there are thorns, and there are different things, and there's beauty in it. But it's very hectic, and I do fail on daily basis. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
I do fail on daily basis. I fail at motherhood. I fail at wifehood, if this is something. Is this a term? I do fail at house chores sometimes, and but that's part and parcel. You don't need to give up. on things just because you are failing on something particular. And let me tell you that I had a fair chunk of, what do you call it, like, I have fought my battles. Not easy for me. It did not come easy for me at any particular time of my life. And but when I look at my journey, the other day I did a throwback, and I did sit and looked at my journey, and I looked at myself, and I was like, wow, that was quite a journey, and no wonder I'm always tired.
Mashallah, mashallah, sister, you've come a long way. And just a quick, because a lot of women, you're a source of inspiration for a lot of women. So what is one thing that thrives you towards going on? Because as you said, keeping the family and work and everything, it's quite difficult. So what's that one thing that keeps you on your toes? That
when someone one thing is that when someone messages me that, oh my God, you have helped me in the darkest hour, that's the sense that made me go. And I'm like, okay, no, I have to do this because someone is looking up to me. And when I came out with my mental illness, and I started to write about it, and I started to talk about it, a lot of people came out for help, and a lot of people opened up to me about their issues.
Okay, mashallah.
And they said that, yesterday in Sehri, when I said my prayer and I came back to bed, and somebody messaged me that the way that I talk to you and I have spoken to you about everything, I have never spoken about it with my own sister. And I was like, wow, that's something that I wanted to achieve. And I always say one thing to my mom, and I tell her that my mom says that she asked me the same question, that why do you want to do this? And it's because when you listen to everybody's story, and when you look around, there's a lot of pain, and then there is immense pain that I feel myself, and I go through on daily basis. And so it is very draining, it is very exhausting. So she asked me that, why do you do this? And I said that I want to be one of those women, or a person or a human being, when I leave this world, I want to be remembered as someone that, God, this girl,
mashallah.
When she used to enter the room, she had a smiley face, and she was the Jan of the room. So this is what I want to be remembered. She was very helpful. So these are the words that I want to be remembered as. So this is my goal. So I think deep down, I'm very, very clear in my head where I want to reach, what my goal is. That's my ultimate goal. And I just want to be remembered in good words.
Mashallah, mashallah.
That comes like that. That's the motivation that keeps me going.
I see, mashallah. That is so amazing. Sidra, let's talk about the topic of the video, basically, Ramadan. How's Ramadan going in Dubai, and how's the heat? Is it bearable or not?
Heat has gone crazy.
Okay.
Like 3 to 5-ish, the AC stopped working.
Oh dear.
So those 2 hours are like nightmare. And I have this problem, I cannot tolerate heat and hunger at the same time, and I am in constant headache.
Oh dear, I can imagine. So how long are the fasts over there?
So so more or less like 4:15 the fast, the suhoor time ends, the fajr happens, and then 7:15 is the iftar.
Okay, so that's not too bad compared to considering more people living in Europe, because it's over here it's almost 18 hours.
I told someone the other day, you are going directly in heaven because you have such long fast.
That's true.
So whoever is there, so who you have to take with you in Jannah. Because you're gonna have a huge house there. You would not mind giving me some place there.
So, Sidra, would you like to tell us a little bit? what is your Ramadan tradition, and what is something that you normally do, if anything in particular?
You know, this year it has been very different. I have been on and off. So since 2016, I have been on and off on fasting because I was expecting, and then I was nursing, and then I was expecting, and then I'm nursing. So I fast, but I do give gaps in between. So, but I have been fasting since I was 6 years old. So this is something that comes very natural to me, and but it has been hectic from the past few years. One thing that remains the same is my morning, the Sehri prayer. I have brought this from back home. That I remember that since childhood, I saw my mom after suhoor. She used to stand up under the sky and used to make dua. So this is what I have brought from back home, and that's my tradition in Ramadan. So I'm fasting or not fasting, I do wake up at that time. I do go outside in the balcony and I do spread my hands and dua under the sky. I think that
beautiful. Beautiful. So, Sidra, how is it different this year, considering the pandemic and people tell us a little bit about the lockdown situation. Is it eased, or how's it going at the moment in Dubai?
Yeah, lockdown has eased up, and considering the pandemic, so the Ramadan came after like a month of already lockdown situation.
Yeah.
So, everybody was half frustrated. Thank God Ramadan came in between, so we are able to meditate a little bit in between. I think because of fasting and a little bit of spirituality amongst people, I think people have become less frustrated. But there is one thing that used to happen: the Ramadan timings. There are no Ramadan timings at all because everybody's working from home, so they don't realize that whether they have to work till 4 o'clock or till 6 o'clock. So I think I need to call my husband and drag out of. I need to call him the baby. Our time, So that is the thing. So that's how it's a bit different. And then I have 2 kids, mashallah now.
Mashallah.
So I need to prepare everything in a given time slot. Because when the little one sleeps, I get a time slot of 2 hours, and the other one is at that stage where I can give her don't judge me, a little bit of technology.
Yeah.
So I do have to plan accordingly. So I think this is how it has become very different.
All right.
What would happen?
Okay, so one more question. Sidra, tell us, is there any local Ramadan custom in UAE with what people would like to do and anything?
There are few, but what I personally really like is the tents that they do.
Oh, okay.
Sehri and for iftar, they do tents. So
I see.
beautiful arrangements they do. They have very lavish spreads. You know how Dubai is.
Yeah.
Everything is so lavish, and amazing food they have. So Arabic, continental, so Pakistani or Indian, anything. So you name it. So they have it there. So every year, all these friends and families, and there's a gathering. So you know that thing that used to happen back in Pakistan, that there are a lot of gatherings that happen. Iftar party. So that happens here also, which I really like, but in a very different way. So they prefer to go out and they prefer to do it outside in tents. So that is one tradition that I really like.
Okay, mashallah, that sounds quite interesting. And inshallah, if we get to, any one of us, we get to go into Dubai during Ramadan next year's, in the coming years, we would love to experience such a thing, which, is completely amazing. Okay, so thank you so much, Sidra. It was amazing and lovely to have you on the series, and I'm really thankful to you to be a part of the series.
Oh no, thank you so much for having me and letting me talk, because I love to talk and I don't stop, as you can see.
Mashallah. It was lovely having you, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.